diversity is a feature of data teams. It's not a bug. One, there's diversity in humans of data. There are analysts, engineers, scientists, business users, and you name it, right? There are numerous titles that are floating around on LinkedIn. There's diversity in data tools. Like data teams use a variety of data tools. There's plethora of them. There's diversity in data assets. Data teams just don't look at tables or views. They look at dashboards, they look at metrics, they look at pipelines. And last but not the least, because of the diversity in people, tools, and assets, there is diversity in use cases. Now, because of this diversity, this creates chaos. In fact, this is a flow diagram. If you have to answer this famous question about, is the number on the dashboard okay? Most teams go through a similar complex flow. On that note, what we started doing is we started writing some principles for our own data team. So it comes across three pillars: knowledge, collaboration, and trust. First, knowledge. So knowledge is about how do we create an environment to facilitate easy reusability of knowledge, documentation, information, insights for data teams. This is the foundation pillar for data teams. Without knowledge, there is no collaboration, there is no trust. The second pillar we scribbled was collaboration. But the important word here is, how do we create embedded collaboration? How do we create collaboration where users are? If somebody is on a BI dashboard, how do we enable collaboration right from there? Or similarly, if somebody is on their notebook, how do we create collaboration right at the point of where the users are? And last but not the least, trust is the center of all of it. You might have create great knowledge, reusability, documentation. You might create great collaboration, but without trust, there's no effectiveness of the collaboration and democratization of this knowledge. Now, once we started building these pillars, we started thinking about, like, how do we bring it all together? Now, what's the glue that binds all of this together? And we found our answer in metadata. What are some kinds of metadata that exist? One, you have technical metadata. This could be what schema your tables are, what's the row count, what's the data type of your columns. Governance metadata, who owns the data asset, who owns the data product, how's the data classified, what are some business terminologies, acronyms that are linked to this. Operational metadata, this could be the code, the dependencies that exist, what is the runtime details. Collaboration metadata, there's a ton of context that gets shared on Slack, your Microsoft Teams. So how do we bring those conversations, which is again rich metadata that's relevant for data teams as they think about collaboration? Issues, there might be issues that might be lying around in Jira tickets or any of your ticketing tool. How do we bring that together? There's rich metadata there. Quality metadata, this could be the basic minimum metadata, like minimum, maximum, what's the freshness, what are some, if you're running some test. And last but not the least is usage, which is how many people are using this dashboard, what's the last time this was used, what's the popularity. So technical, governance, operational, collaboration, quality, and usage. If you have to bring this together from a stack perspective, what does this look like? It's not just about bringing metadata in, right? Because if you just bring this in, this will be another silo that will get created from metadata. So how do we create metadata interfaces so that metadata becomes portable, so that more and more folks can use it? So let's start from left of your screen. On the left side, you have all the tools and the source of truth for a ton of metadata that exists in the modern data stack and all the toolings that we use, right? Now, but how do we bring this together to drive the use cases that we are looking at? So the first step is, how do we make it brain dead easy to capture a ton of this from these sources? So in fact, in the last 12 months, there's an interesting change that is happening in the ecosystem. A lot of data sources, data stores are creating their own metadata APIs. System views, Snowflake has invested on creating a lot of system views, audit history, trail logs, dependencies, and how they're exposing this natively on Snowflake to enable some of these use cases. And obviously, like the data world, the metadata world also has variability. You have metadata in JSON, CSV files, in Slack threads, in documentation, web URLs, in all of these files and formats. Once you bring that in, you have to clean it, process it, deduplicate it, and then decide to publish it so that people can search, filter, aggregate, and drive reporting. So how do we create metadata interfaces so that metadata becomes portable, so that more and more folks can use it? So one, obviously data consumers love UI. They love interacting on the UI. Data engineers love leveraging REST APIs and build programmatic use cases on metadata. How do we do real-time change events? And last, this is a new paradigm we're opening up of how do we also expose the raw metadata also to users to drive large-scale metadata reporting. Now, on the last part of the screen, what you see is all the metadata activating use cases. This could be data discovery, lineage, knowledge management, governance. There was a big bubble on quality, metric exploration, and we'll talk about some of them in the demo today.